Hey guys, HDvee here and welcome to a brand new video. Today we've got some interesting things to go over, some Pokemon Legends EA trailer speculation, also some Nintendo Switch 2 updates, and as well as that we have some new Generation 10 rumors going over the starter Pokemon and when we can expect to see them. A lot of things to break down, so if you're excited for the video, drop a like down below, leave a comment, subscribe if you're brand new, and let's get into the video. So, starting things off, let's go over this trailer speculation for Pokemon Legends ZA. Comes to us from a post by Soul Silver Art saying Pokemon Legends ZA is only 4 months away, which is very nice to say because we've been waiting for this game for a very long time. That leaves us with 2 to 3 big trailers and maybe more small reveals. For the smaller ones, I hope they do like 2 to 3 reveals of new Mega Evolutions like they did for Hisuian Voltorb / Zoroark or Sirfetch'd. Those were so fun and also creative and kept us constantly hype. So yeah, we are about, I'd say about 3 trailers. I think that's a very fair kind of amount to, I guess, declare for Pokemon Legends EA. It potentially could have been 4 if we got that June Nintendo Direct, but it looks very unlikely we're going to get that now because obviously they've gone over the Splatoon thing. They gave us a DK Bonanza Direct, so it's very likely that we have a Nintendo Direct now because they would just have been featured in that. So the next time we get Pokemon news is very likely going to be on the 22nd of July during the Pokemon Present. So that's one big trailer. We then have another big trailer in August. I'd say it's a big trailer, but we'll get something for Worlds. Whether it's a big trailer or not, who knows? And then we'll probably have one in September as well, being the month before the game comes out. So when would they fit these like mini trailers in? Because if we are getting 2 to 3 like mini trailers as well, maybe we get one at the start of July, but then is that unlikely? Because I doubt they'd show a new Mega Evolution in a small little trailer as opposed to like a big trailer when there's a present coming later. So I don't know, maybe we get like a mini trailer in August around the start or the end, so not really near Worlds. I mean, we know they are at Gamescom this year. We've covered that in a recent video, so maybe they drop something there. And then there's probably going to drop like a small trailer at the end, at the start of October. It's probably going to be a promotional trailer, but you know, in the promotional trailer they did for Scarlet and Violet, they still gave us the Donphan paradoxes. With obviously like Ed Sheeran's music in the background, so I guess that wasn't really a small trailer, but that was still a promotional trailer where they gave us more information. And it's a little bit difficult to do small trailers for this game because we're not expecting any other new Pokemon or forms. It's just Mega Evolutions, so like it needs to be like a massive sort of trailer for that, I feel, instead of just revealing like one new Pokemon. I don't know, it's a bit of a weird situation. We have Soul Silver also saying, I should add that I personally don't think they should do anything like the Belly Bolt or Galarian Ponytail reveals though. While the 24 stream was revolutionary, it was also painful and didn't yield much reward. I mean, I didn't even stream all of that. I think I streamed a solid like 12, 13 hours of that, and to only really get something new at the very end was really unfortunate because you only had to really tune in for the last 5 minutes. Apart from that, it was just very much just staring at a forest for hours and hours and hours. The Belly Belt one was, if I remember correctly, I think we got like a 2-parter to that. I think we got like the trailer and then we had like another one or something. It was all about like Iono streaming or something like that, which was fun. It was creative. It was different. But I don't know if a lot of people, like the first trailer was a little bit like, ugh, you know, when we didn't really get anything. I think we got like, I think Iono was revealed in that, but Belly Bolts was just dumb, having us guess a Pokemon we've never seen, holding back the answer for days. The Grafire one was also spread out way too long. Greavard's was alright. So, like I said, we have had a lot of mini ones in the past. Like the Zoro one is probably my favorite, because that's where we got like an actual IRL. No, it wasn't IRL, but it was like somebody went on this expedition and obviously they came into contact with Zoroa, and then obviously what happened. The Pokeball one was fun for Hisui and Voltorb, and then dude, the Sirfetch'd one, I remember that was really good because we were like, what the hell is this? Because it was like obviously on its side, and this was on the website, and was like, what is that? And then obviously we got the full reveal and stuff. There was some really cool reveals, and I think they'll do like small teasers. It's just like, what would they reveal? Because I feel like a small reveal like this, for like Grafire example, just I feel like a Mega Evolution's more than that. I feel like it needs a big kind of reveal trailer, and not just randomly shown. I don't know, that's my personal opinion, but yeah, it looks like we are supposedly going to be getting altogether around 5 to 6 new trailers, half of them being mini trailers and then half of them being big trailers, but obviously we'll have to wait and see. What are your thoughts though? When do you think we're going to get the next Legends EA trailer? It could even be at the start of July, like a mini one, but again, what are they going to show there? Because all they can really show is like characters and stuff, and I don't feel like that's as exciting as seeing a new Pokemon or form. But anyway, let me know your thoughts on the kind of trailer speculation for Legends EA. Moving on, I also wanted to quickly go over this post as well for Pokemon Legends EA, also posted by Soul Silver Art, and they're talking about Emma's kind of sidekick, or I guess her Pokemon being Mimi, the Esper. So where's Mimi in the Pokemon Legends ZA box art? it is interesting, you know, that it's like her sidekick, so you'd expect this Esper to be somewhere with Emma. Maybe she's just not in this image and it's just kind of detailing Mega Evolution. Like, we're expecting her to have a Chikorita, we're expecting her to have a Pikachu and a Mega Lucario because that's shown off in the box art, but then also she might have an Esper, or it might have been evolved at this point because it's obviously going to be around 10 years in the future. So I was always by Emma's side in X and Y, so what if it's gone missing? How cool would it be if there's a specific side quest to not only find Mimi, but to find out how and why it went missing? That's the kind of quest I want in future Pokemon games. I mean, mate, that'd be a good, I think that'd be a good segue into meeting Emma. Like, maybe there's a bulletin board or a notice board where we can go and get quests. A little bit like Mystery Dungeon, Red and Blue Rescue Team, where you obviously got that bulletin board, you can go to it, you can kind of go over certain quests, and you have like some more important quests that are obviously part of the story. And maybe Emma's put one on there, she's like, find my missing Esper or whatever, or find my missing whatever, and then we go and find it, and then that's how we get introduced to her. I think that'd be a kind of a cool way, but it's definitely interesting why we haven't seen Esper in the trade, because it's not really like a secret or anything. Like, Esper was always with Emma, unless something has happened to it. But yeah, very, very interesting as to why we haven't seen Esper with Emma. But technically, we haven't even been introduced to Emma yet. We've just seen her on box art. Like, if we weren't aware of X and Y, then we wouldn't know who this character is. So maybe they're going to show that off in the next trailer, and, you know, Esper is just going to be there absolutely fine. But anyway, just wanted to quickly go over that because I thought it was quite interesting as well. Moving on, we have some Nintendo Switch 2 updates to go over. The first one is actually not so good news for Nintendo Switch 2, because this was a post on Eurogamer saying Nintendo Switch 2 third-party sales reportedly mostly very low, despite record-breaking console launch. So the Switch 2 has got off to a flying start, with Nintendo proudly trumpeting the console as its fastest selling hardware ever just days after launch. But while things are looking rosy for Nintendo, a new report suggests third-party titles have so far struggled, with one third-party publisher saying sales have been below our lowest estimates. That's according to the game business's Chris Dring, who collated some pertinent sales surrounding the Switch 2's launch in the latest newsletter. The key numbers are that 48% of physical game sales in the UK and 62% of physical game sales in the US were first-party titles if Switch 2's Mario Kart World bundles are excluded, but it's not. 86% of Nintendo Switch 2 physical game sales in the UK were for first-party titles. Nintendo, for context, had 3 titles available physically at launch, being Mario Kart World, plus Switch 2 editions of Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Third parties released a total of 13 physical games. Dring notes that Switch 2's figures are an improvement compared to the original Switch's launch, where 89% of UK physical sales were from first-party games, but adds that most third-party Switch 2 games posted very low numbers, despite the availability of some big names, including Civilization, Split Fiction, Street Fighter, and Hogwarts Legacy. The report source does not publicly release video game sales data. Then go on to say, speaking to the game business, one unnamed third-party publisher painted a bleak picture of its Switch 2 launch sales, saying it had been below our lowest expectations. However, not every third-party release has struggled. Dring says CD Projekt's Cyberpunk 2077 was the best-selling third-party game during the launch of Switch 2 and did reasonable numbers. Dring highlights the fact that CD Projekt was one of the few publishers not to opt for Nintendo's controversial game keycards, which require full downloads to play, and quotes CD Projekt's Jan Rosner as having previously said, "Do not underestimate the physical edition. It's not going anywhere, and Nintendo players are very appreciative of physical editions that are done right." As to why most third parties have got to slow start on the Switch 2, Dring suggests a number of reasons in analysis. There's the console's enhanced backwards compatibility for starters, meaning many players, we've got some of them here, are likely also delving into the original Switch's impressive back catalogue right now. That's alongside a lack of reviews covering third-party games given, Nintendo's decision not to provide early console to press, and it's hard to ignore the fact almost all third-party Switch 2 titles are ports of older games, which many core players have likely already experienced elsewhere. I mean, I think that's just what it comes down to. Like, you're not going to buy a game for the new console that you've already played, that you might have on the PlayStation 4 or the Xbox or PC. Like, why would you then go out and just buy it on the Switch 2? It doesn't really make sense. I get upgrading first-party titles like Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, because that's only available on the Switch. But with games available on other consoles that you probably play, like, there's just no reason to go and buy that game for the Nintendo Switch 2. So obviously those sales are bad. But when the new third-party games come out, I think then, and obviously they're available on the Switch 2, that's when you're going to see really good sales because they haven't played them before. So I don't think you really have to beat around the bush. I think it generally is just because these games have been out for a very long time. But anyway, despite all this, Dring says many major publishers have told them Nintendo is actively trying to push third-party games this time around. So the hope will obviously be that sales pick up once players have had their fill of Mario Kart World. Notable confirmed third-party titles to still release include EA Sports, Madden 26, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, while Nintendo's big hitters include Donkey Kong Bonanza and Pokémon Legends ZA, plus Switch 2 editions of Super Mario Party Jamboree and Kirby and the Forgotten Land. But yeah, just wanted to quickly go over that. I thought it was quite interesting. Like, are you buying the third-party games for the Nintendo Switch toy, or are you just not bothering because you probably already played them? Let me know in the comments section. Coming up next, we have a new rumor to go over for Generation 10. This was posted on the Thursday, on the 19th of June. It's titled 2026, posted by X. This was posted on 4chan, so as always, take it with a massive, massive, massive grain of salt. Probably fake. We might not see a reveal of Generation 10 until next February, but we do know it's out there in the wild in terms of Terra leaks and stuff like that. So there is information that could drop on this game at any point, I guess. But either way, this was posted on 4chan. Take it with a grain of salt, yada, yada, yada. So they say, sorry for my English. I have information for the Generation 10 games. The region is a cycle of many islands. 10 out of 10 chef's kiss. I mean, straight off the bat, that just like, if you have poor English to have to apologize for it, chef's kiss is a very English expression. Like, that's not an expression you'd use if you'd really just learned the language. Like, that's something that if you've been speaking English your whole life, it's just one of those expressions. So I don't know. Maybe I'm not sure about that, but I just feel like you'd only really use that expression if you knew English. And also, there's like zero bad English in this as well. Like, I don't know why they say sorry for my bad English. I assume it's to try and get people to think that like they're translating it and stuff like that. But I don't know. I feel like chef's kiss, that's something that I wouldn't hear a non-native English speaker say, personally, but I don't know, that's just me. One of the islands has Byzantine Castle. Other island has a dangerous volcano with a black beach. Other island is very Venetian. Other island has palm forests, and other islands snowy mountains. So they're basically saying that each island has its own sort of characteristics. You've got one that's very snowy, you've got one that's got a volcano, you've got one that's got palm trees, and that makes a lot of sense. If it is an archipelago of islands, which we're expecting this game to be, because that's kind of been what's been leaked by Ball Guy and stuff, you'd have to have these different climates on these different islands. Otherwise, like, where would all the ice-type Pokemon go? Where would all the fire-type Pokemon go? But if you have a volcano just chilling on an island, you know that more fire types would be there. And also, because this is open world as well, I really hope that we just get into a boat or some sort of fast travel thing, and then we can go to whichever island we want. I would absolutely love level scaling. I don't know why it wasn't in Scarlet and Violet, but I think that that would really, really help the game out. But yeah, you could then go to the volcano island, get a fire type, then go to the snowy island, get an ice type, then go to a different palm tree island, get a grass type. And I think you could then just pick and choose, and you could just explore all these islands, and you'd have to travel because you wouldn't have fire types on maybe the snowy island. So you'd have to actually go out and explore the game, which is obviously what they want you to do, because then you're being able to spend more time on the game, and also you're kind of looking in every nook and cranny to see what's where and what's what. So yeah, I really like that idea. It says you move freely by sea, and then it says, and sky, completely open world. Yeah, I mean, I'd expect that as well. If the games are going to be called like Wind and Waves or something to do with sea and sky, you'd like to think there's two different kind of variations of fast travel in this game. I just see like Legend of Zelda Wind Waker vibes, you know, where you just get in your boat and then you just travel wherever you want. There's obviously a storyline, but at the end of the day, you can just really go to your heart's content. And obviously, if the games are scaled to your levels, then that's even better, because then you can just do whatever you want, literally in any order. Then goes on, says sky areas and some sky towns. Says underwater experience more than Hoenn, so obviously that means like diving and stuff like that. Some new Pokemon that I saw was a sponge, there is a grape, there is a goat, there is a swordfish, there is also feta cheese, there is a monkey, and there's also a new Meowth and also a Tauros evolution. I don't think Tauros needs an evolution. It needs a baby form for Miltank and Tauros. Miltank can only be female. Tauros can only be male. Give us a calf. Female evolves into Miltank. Male evolves into Tauros. What's so difficult about that? We don't need a Tauros evolution. A Mega evolution could be kind of cool, but yeah, I think we just need like a calf pre-evolution, if anything. And it says that the star's Pokemon are a grass puppy with a wood in the mouth. I don't know what that means. I assume it means like tree bark or something like that. A fire snake with a fiery tongue, and also a water happy hippo. So we're getting a dog, a snake, and a hippo for the starters. I don't know if they are very Greek themed. I mean, they don't really say where this is based. They just say it's like a bunch of islands. And it says the legendaries are indeed a Pegasus and a Hippocampus. the first civilization in Pokemon world. So yeah, a small description on the starters and the legendaries and stuff like that. I don't believe it for a second. Like I say, I just don't think that this sounds true. I like the idea of different islands having different habitats and stuff, and it could allow for Alolan forms and Galarian forms, and like you could see Alolan Vulpix on the Ice Island, but you wouldn't see Alolan Vulpix anywhere else. But maybe you see the Cantonian Vulpix on the Volcano Island, so it would allow you to introduce all of these different habitats and stuff. So I really like that idea. I also really like the idea of past rumors that we've covered as well, where like one island is based on Kanto, one is based on Johto, one is based on Hoenn, because it allows you to get kind of every gen in the game for the 30th anniversary for Generation 10. So I don't know which one I like more. I like both. Obviously, in a perfect world, we have all of them. We have like the big islands that are like Kanto, Johto, and then we have the smaller islands, which are like these little volcano islands and snowy islands and stuff. Yeah, it's probably going to be neither, but I really like both of those. Any of them I'd be very happy with. But either way, that's going to be everything for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to drop a like down below. It's trying to hit 500 likes. It does really help out. Leave a comment with your thoughts on anything we covered in today's video. What are your thoughts on the Generation 10 rumors in regards to the starters and everything like that, and the legendaries, and also the kind of island layout? What are your thoughts on the Switch 2 stuff? And then also the kind of Esper situation with Emma in Legends ZA, and then also the kind of trailer speculation as well. Thank you for watching though. Like I say, if you enjoyed, drop a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you're brand new, ring the notification bell for daily Pokemon content. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and until next time, peace.